Violence for the city.
But when it comes down to stopping the violence here in Chicago, I have to be straight up with everybody. If black people would just unify in Chicago and began to organize in big numbers like 20 or 30,000 strong, we can reduce homicide in Chicago by 80% overnight. Our main problem, we're too divided politically, religiously. The organizations are divided and the brothers on the streets are divided. We need black men to step up and address their own relatives in order to stop the killing out here.
What happened to this child can happen to kids all over this neighborhood. And that's not something that the parents of this child wanted, or not something that any of the parents that want in this city. Whether we're talking about a class issue, you don't have to be rich or poor, but you do have to have something in your life. You do have to have some structure in your life, and that's something that we're sorely missing in this town. And this is something we can solve.
I get to kill them. Our dear sister, she is a queen, and we ask for reverence for her life. There seems to be, if you look around at the poverty, there is a formulated plan with runaway gentrification. They want black people out of the city.
The young brother just talked about how the community, they're not putting no economic empowerment in these communities out here. The money's going downtown, uptown. We need resources for real in the community. African American people have been fighting for construction contracts for over 30 years. We do not own and operate the majority of businesses in our community. So when you talk about economic development, first step is African American unity. This does not mean that we're against anybody else. When the Irish and the Italians and the Polish people were gangbanging, they weren't playing no basketball games for peace. They designed a plan to take over corporate America, and that's what they did. And right now, my African American brothers are still stuck on the corner. We have to get out of the corner thinking and rise to a higher level in order to stop the killings here in Chicago.
Today in the community, what you guys think about the violence?
Hi, my name is Armani Brooks. I go to Johnson College Prep on 63rd and Stewart. I'm a 10th grade scholar. And I just want to say that I do love my community and I do love my neighborhood and also this block. This block is usually quiet, but it's just that when I'm not able to come outside because my grandmother, I do have a loving and amazing grandmother and a caring aunt that is able to guide me along the rest of my life, at least until I'm able enough to do it on my own, gain education and knowledge.
If there is a potential for something unprecedented beauty to arise out of the unspeakable ugliness, black people playing a crucial role in putting an end at long last to this system which has for so long not just exploited but dehumanized, terrorized, and tormented them in 1,000 ways. Putting an end to this is the only way it can be done, by fighting to emancipate all of humanity, to put an end to long nights in which human society has been divided into masters and slaves, and the masses of humanity has been lashed, beaten, raped, slaughtered, shackled, and shrouded in ignorance and misery.
I honestly don't feel that that's not right, It's not fair for me. It's not fair for my cousin, not fair for my little cousin. It's also not fair to the people that in the community. It's not fair to the 3-year-old that got shot earlier, 2 days ago. It's not fair at all, and I feel as if we need change.
Change our priorities if we change our priorities politically, we start supporting the school system, neighborhood schools. If we start supporting jobs, Chicago needs to be the city that works again, and not just people who work in shanky places downtown. We can change this community like it was once changed before and make this a working class community again. We won't have these type of issues, but that's the only way it's gonna get solved. Because as I said earlier, violence is a symptom of a much deeper illness. This man, what he had, he didn't have much to hold on to, but he had a pistol to hold on to. We want to make sure that he has a paycheck to hold on to, a wife to hold on to, children to hold on to.
Last year, we asked the governor. The governor was actually on the south side of Chicago, and he had an agenda, but the agenda wasn't about the people. We're asking the governor, we're asking the mayor of the city, we're asking the city officials, the aldermen, and everyone who can make a difference. We want to see your efforts, but we don't want to see it anti-community. We want to see it about the people. We want to see town halls. We want to see things that are changing, not just for your agenda, but let's talk about a people-based agenda. We want to see that change this year. So we're calling for you. We're calling for you to come out for the people. We're calling for you to be about the community. It's good that money's going downtown, but we need it in the hood.
People are too divided. if African American people would unify in this city, I'm talking about unifying in a real serious way, I believe we can reduce homicides by 80% if we start looking at each other like brothers and sisters, for real.
Yes.
And let go of all the theatrics and all that sidebar stuff and become one people.